Hello, beautiful people. How are you? I hope you're doing fantastic. I miss you guys. Let's talk. Today, I wanted to talk to you about having talented children. I'm going to give you a story, and then we'll get to the point. I grew up in a home with very talented children. My brother and my sisters and I used to sing together growing up. We would travel around our city from church to church and sing. We'd go to different events. Sometimes we'd travel out of state to sing. For talent shows at school, we sang. We sang at people's weddings. We sang every opportunity of almost every single day. 3 of 4 of us even pursued music in school, or at least I think that's the goal. I don't know much about my brothers and sisters. Yeah, anyway, we pretty much all went to school in some shape or form for music. That's who we were. And unfortunately, a little bit too much of our personal value, at least mine anyway, was cemented in our talent. In my head as a child, the idea of being a singer was who I was, and therefore that is what gave me value. When I looked down the road of my life, I saw tour buses and shining lights and traveling the globe with my brothers and sisters singing. So I graduate from high school and I'm going to pursue music. I'm going to be a singer. That is what I want to do. Even though I hate being on stage, I get stage fright. My brothers and sisters had all the pizzazz as far as like stage presence and really wanting to be there with no shame. I had none of that. It terrified me to get on stage, but I'm going to be a singer. I get to college and I realize that I'm a relatively good singer. That's great, but I am awful at music. Reading sheet music is as painful to me as doing math equations. I just can't. My brain stores things in compartments of important and non-important. And unfortunately, sheet music fell into non-important. And you can't go to school as a music major and not read sheet music. You just can't. You can't go to school as a vocal performance major and not learn to play the piano. And I would just sit at the piano and cry because my brain's like, I don't want to do this. So 18 in college and I'm having a midlife crisis because I can't go to school for this. I can't do this. I suck at this. I don't know who I am. If I'm not doing this, I'm not doing what God wants me to do. This is who I'm supposed to be. I'm the first kid in college for this, and I have failed in the first year. I knew in the first semester of college that this was not going to work. I was failing. And so I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I had never even considered another option for school, for major. I hadn't branched out into any other avenues or interest. All I knew was singing, and it broke me. It's one of my deepest childhood scars. It's been 10 years since I graduated from high school, and it's been 10 years since I've been on the stage singing for anyone, for any reason whatsoever. I don't sing in the car with my husband. I'm now slightly mumbling under my breath, but I don't sing. I'm getting used to singing with my daughters, little songs around the house. But in the back of my head, I'm always overthinking it. Did I hit that note in Mary Had a Little Lamb? Did he realize that I didn't say the words right? I always overthink it because it was so pounded into me to that talent was who I was and I need to be the best at it. It wasn't helpful. It sapped all the joy out of things for me. And when I had my oldest daughter, my voice changed. My voice got deeper and my voice got weaker, and that was just traumatic for me. Not like I was singing for anybody, but now it was like, oh, and now you definitely can't sing. Even if you wanted to, your voice is just shot. The choir director at the church we go to now happened to be one of my music teachers in college, and she just asked me almost every Sunday, please join the choir, please join the choir, please join the choir. But I'm so afraid of disappointing her because my voice has changed. It's weaker. I can barely sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat without gasping for breath. And because it was so drilled into me that being the best at it or singing well is what was important, what made me important, I'm afraid to disappoint her. And she doesn't care that much. She's not putting that kind of pressure on me. It's me. But in my head, it's just this huge mountain, this huge hurdle to just get up in a choir stand with a group of people and sing without overthinking every single bit of it. And I tell you that story to tell you this. If you have a talented child, please, please, please let them know that they are loved and valued outside of that talent. If you have a kid that's a football player or a gymnast or a dancer or whatever, they're just naturally talented at something, and you put in time and money and energy into helping them pursue this thing, you've got to let them know that they're loved outside of that. Because you may dump all of that money into your kids' piano lessons and then they go to college for engineering and they're really good at piano. Your child's not rebelling. Your child's not failing. You made a plan for your child that just wasn't what they want to do long term. That doesn't mean that they failed. That just means that they're branching out and trying something different. I love photography and graphic design and fashion, and never did I think that those are things that I could have gone to school for. I was an adult and on my way to getting married when I realized, you can go to school for sewing clothes? Like, do you know you can do that? People get paid to do that eventually? I didn't know that. I'd never gotten the opportunity to pursue something else, to experiment with something else, to be somebody who isn't a singer. Scripture says that man makes plans and God orders our steps. Make plans for your children. Set them up to succeed. If they're talented at something, let them pursue it. But let them know that if they break their leg and never go to the NFL, or they choose building skyscrapers over playing the piano, that you still love them and that they're still valued and that they can enjoy their talent and that they are more than that talent. So if they do become a world-class pianist, that you're just as proud of them when they learn how to bake a cake. They need to know that the times that you get excited that they score a goal or win this or do that, that you can be just as excited when they do something else, when they catch a fish or whatever. They need to see the same joy and enthusiasm for something outside of that gift or ability. And I hope we can all remember that. When my little girls are dancing around the house, I see talent. They're so dramatic. I told them once, if they don't get on stage, I'm not doing my job as a parent. They may hate the stage. They may want to do the lights and sound for the stage and never read a script. And that's okay. That's okay. And I hope that I can remember that, my husband can remember that, and you can as well. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. It's so good to be back talking to you guys. I've got a lot of stuff I want to cover. Some super happy, shiny stuff, and some a little dark, kind of sad, but it's life. And I'd love to know your opinions. If you have any questions, comments, please let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and suggest some topics because I love talking to you. I'll see you guys soon.